who thrive. I've got no idea what that is, sorry. That's obviously from a different presentation Joe's saved over. I apologise for that, sorry about that. That's better. Getting back to where we were. Yeah, so looking at people who struggle when working from home, they tend to be people who fear change, have a closed mindset, like to be surrounded by people because they feed off other people's energy. They're often disorganised and highly extroverted. And just to give you a well-known well-known example, Donald Trump is one of these people. And as you know, during lockdown, he apparently went stir crazy in the White House. And that's not to say people like this can't become very good and efficient from working at home, but they need structure and they need guidance before they're sent out. And what I'll be doing shortly today is sharing a case study with you where this wasn't done. People were just sent out into the workplace, to work from home without any guidelines, without any structure, without any training. And as a result, it was a disaster. Okay, moving now on to people who do tend to work very well from home. They tend to be self-motivated people who are very disciplined, organised with their schedules, and even have tidy desks. They adapt to change. They have open mindsets and they're happy with their own company. And a great current example of that is Madonna, who musically has done some incredible things from home since she's, I'm sorry, that's actually, Joe's got that wrong. That's Maradona. I am sorry about that. She might have got a bit confused there. That's right. Let's move on. As I alluded to earlier, with the case study that I want to share with you, it really highlighted that you can go wrong by just sending, or, you know, like COVID can cause a lot of staff to have to go out and work remotely in one hit. And if you don't have the right training policies or the right structures in place, this can be a disaster. Obviously, for reasons of commercial and confidence, I can't share with you the name of this company, but it's related to your industry. So I think it's really prescient for you to learn the lessons from it. So basically, there were four major problems that started with an issue around communication, and I've just seen the logo is on that, Gallagher Bassett. Sincere apologies. I did ask my EA to take that off. What this does give me an opportunity to do is talk to you about giving feedback in the moment. When managers have a remote workforce, they often let things slide. I'm not like that. I actually think you all should, if something comes up, you should weigh into it in the moment. So what I'm going to do is give you an example of this, and I'm going to ring my EA Joe now and just let her know and give her feedback in relation to these slides. Please bear with me.
Hi, Dave.
Joe, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How'd the presentation go?
It's actually still going. And just so you know, I've got you on loudspeaker.
I'm on speaker.
Yes, there are a number of mistakes with the PowerPoint presentation that the slide you sent through to me.
What do you mean mistakes?
Well, there was a number of spelling mistakes, including the client's name. And we're just looking at a slide right now with the logo Gallagher Bassett on it that I specifically asked you to remove.
Well, I mean, I told you that Peanut wasn't well.
Yes, I know your dog was sick this morning, but you've actually had 2 days to get these slides prepared. And as a result of your mistakes, I'm not looking very professional, which incidentally is spelt with 1 F and 2 S's.
Well, I'm really sorry. I mean, I wasn't a lot of time, and, you know, my toilet got blocked. So I've really been under the pump.
Well, Joe, we've all been under the pump. And you need to understand there has to be consequences when mistakes like this are made.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't get into trouble if you made a mistake.
Yes, I would.
Well, no, you wouldn't.
Why wouldn't I get into trouble?
Well, I'm not going to say if everyone's listening.
No, Joe, we're all friends here. This is an open, honest discussion. Why wouldn't I get into trouble if I made the same mistakes that you've made today?
Because you're having an affair with the managing director.
I think we'll take that offline. and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Joe.
Bye.
Okay. I think we better finish off now with, get to the end to some specific recommendations around working from home for your group. Now, to research this section of my presentation, I visited the Our People section of your website just to get a feel about how some of the individuals at Proclaim would cope with remote working. And quite frankly, what I found in the likes and dislikes section was deeply disturbing. Now, ordinarily, I don't like to name names, but today I've decided to make a number of exceptions. Let's start with your MD, John, or as some people like to call him, Don Broom. And obviously when this photo was taken, it was before Proclaim could afford chairs. Now, as all of you know, pre-COVID, John loved seeing the latest, coolest bands live. And every time he did this, he managed to double the average age of the audience. In fact, I think I've got a shot of him here at a Courtney Barnett gig at the start of the year. There he goes. So what can we do to help John through this incredibly difficult period for him where he can't go out and see really cool cutting edge music? Well, I think you should all email him your favorite song from the most popular, coolest young band currently in the world. Yes, K-pop sensations, BTS. It'll certainly put a bit of pep into his step, or as John likes to say, a bit of K-pop into his hop. And I can assure you, I promise you, John will love you for this. Now, the next person I want to focus on is your very own thrill seeker and extreme sportsman, Richard Danger Man Thomas. Now, when you're a thrill seeker, like Danger Man, you can sustain some pretty serious injuries. And I want to show you another photo of Richard that comes with a quick quiz question. And the question is this: was this dramatic photo of Richard taken after he had A, bravely pushed himself to the limit in an ultramarathon, B, scaled a massive mountain and collapsed with exhaustion, or C, knocked himself out after attending a client function? Sadly, it was C. And who knocks himself out coming back from a client function? I hate to say it, Richard, but I think lockdown might be the safest place for you.
Going beyond. It's called going beyond.
It's called something. Now, even before COVID-19 was a thing, a number of Proclaim employees were asking if they could work from home, very specifically on any Monday after a win by the Collingwood Football Club. And the reason for this was this guy. Yes, Warwick, as some of you might know, is a massive Collingwood fan. And while some Collingwood supporters can be arrogant, delusional, and incredibly painful, Warwick is much, much worse. In fact, here he is pre-COVID at the MCG. And one of the reasons that Warwick is even worse than your average Collingwood fan is that he's also an Arsenal fan. And he's even got the tattoos to prove it. Moving on very quickly, one of my favourite dislikes that I discovered on the Proclaim website belongs to Karen. Yes, Karen declared that she really dislikes mushrooms, but her greatest hate in the world is long, awkward silences. So if you really want to mess with Karen, next time she asks you a question, wait for Eva to reply. And regardless of what the question is, just blurt out, mushrooms. She'll thank you for it. And speaking of weird food-related fears, I really have to mention Amelia. In what can only be described as a cry for help, Amelia confessed to suffering from cucurbitophobia, which, as you all know, is a fear of pumpkins. And she must really, really hate them because it's on her dislike list ahead of Telstra. Wow, that's harsh. So Amelia, I've gone to a lot of trouble tonight to help you overcome this debilitating phobia. I've come up with a few slides of pumpkins with cute little puppies. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Ooh, whoops. Sorry, sweet dreams, Amelia. Sorry about that. Okay, hopefully by now Most of you have realised I'm not really an organisational expert called David Lawrence. My true name is Simon Reynolds. No, it's not. It is actually David Lawrence. But apart from that, everything I've said today is completely made up. For example, I've never consulted to AMP Capital, and I totally invented the fact that the statistic that 92% of the women there would want to work from home. It's probably a hell of a lot higher. I hope there's no German university called Buttlick, but if there is, I love the honesty of their survey respondents. I'm also guessing that a real expert would check their presentation slides and take out any Madagascan eyes. They'd also manage to get the managing director's name correct. They would refrain from scoffing chips mid-presentation and not conduct a performance discussion in front of complete strangers in the middle of a Zoom presentation. Just so you know, Joe doesn't really have a Cocker Spaniel called Peanut, so no animals were harmed in the making of this presentation. Now, you are not supposed to drink on Zoom unless it's Friday Arvo. So I'd like to finish up by raising my glass to you all and wishing everyone at Proclaim, wherever they're working, a safe and successful rest of 2020. Cheers.
Thank you, Starchy. So for those of you who don't know, David's actually a comedian with a company called Performing Matters. And I've known actually David for quite a long time. And I've always appreciated his sense of humour and enjoyed his presentation this afternoon. So Starchy, thank you so much for your presentation. That was great. You'll be pleased to know I again forgot to record all of it, but I did remember to record at some stage. So I missed the first bit.
Fantastic. Well, have a great one, everyone. Enjoy your time. I hope you had fun there and enjoy the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you. I fully thought that was real.
I was embarrassed. I turned my camera off and ran to my mum in the ground.
Yeah, I did the same. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Apologies for boring everyone to death at the start too. That was painful to watch. Yes, like, just going, oh my God, how long? Half an hour? Are you kidding me?
That's the bit I didn't record.
What got me was the Gallagher Bassett.
Same. That was so funny.
That was so good.
Yeah, and the Maradona picture was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that got me.
So who's having the affair? I wasn't clear on that one.
That's me with the managing director. That's why I wasn't going to get into trouble,
Gotcha.
which Joe's pointed out in front of everyone.
Well, all the
I
best
was
for that.
worried you're having it up there with me, I think.
Well, that was a long time ago, John. We were young and experimenting. Anyway, I will leave you all on that lovely note and have a fantastic weekend, everyone.
You have to watch the, we're just going to go out for the weekend. It was a great way to go, but you can watch, I'm going to just do a share screen on the way out, which is,
okay.
I can get there, hang on a second. I need to, of the Proclaim doing the Proclaimers, which is our favourite.
Oh, beautiful.
Hang on. Oh.
Hopefully you spelled it right, Proclaim.
Get back in, how do I get back in? Yeah. Give that 1 second. So everyone can go off to the weekend, hopefully having a bit of a pep in their step, as some would say. So where are we? Let's try share again. Yeah. There we go. Okay, we'll do this and ooh.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I heaver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's heavering to you. But I will walk 500 miles and I will walk 500 more to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to Yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And I might, cause for the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. And if I go, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's going over to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more. It's the day a man walks 1,000 miles to fall down that shoe
Okay. Thanks, Starchy.
Thank you. Have a fantastic weekend, John, and yeah, everyone as well. See you later.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Enjoy the weekend, everyone. Enjoy the sunshine. See you later.